So first I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Alicia and my business is Alicia Friedmann Interior Design. I've been a designer since 1999 and had my own business, so I'm happy to be here. If you know a little bit about what I've been doing the past year, I also had the opportunity to participate in the Pasadena Showcase House, which is the largest and longest running showcase house of designers in the country. I was given this bathroom, asked to redesign it, transform the space you see on the screen here. I got my fixtures and fittings for the bathroom, the plumbing fixtures and fittings, donated by a company called Snyder Diamond. They're located in Pasadena as well as Monica, and they're the same company that was generous to give us these nice things about kitchen design. So if you have one already, you're welcome to come and get one up at the front of the stage, either now or at the end of the presentation. And they also did donate faucets, so if you want to get to win this nice single-hole polished chrome washable spray sink faucet, please do, like I said, see Brian or Viviana. They're walking around with the red ticket. Speaking, I know the theme this year is Home Sweet Home, and this I'd like to talk about the heart of home, which is, as we all know, the kitchen is a great place to gather with family and friends. Day-to-day basis, family can get together and eat. But when you entertain, I'm sure you notice that everybody wants to congregate in the kitchen. So I think the best thing to do is make your kitchen space look and feel exactly how you want it to and how you want it to feel when you're over. In the kitchen, we have something called the golden triangle. This is basically the three most important parts of major kitchens are the sink, the refrigerator, and the cooktop or range. And it's very important that this triangle, right on the triangle, is not longer than 12 feet. The overall of all three sides equaling 25 feet. This is because you want to be able to move it very easily to do the prep of your food, to cook your food, to wash the dishes. So keep in mind the golden triangle. There are basically 5 different types of kitchens which all use this golden triangle. The first one is the U-shaped kitchen. That typically have the sink on one, the refrigerator on one wall, and the range on one wall. If you have a kitchen that is a U-shaped kitchen, awesome. Okay. So here's one of the design for a client. Basically, when I do design, I start with the so I know how everything is going to lay out, and then on that you can go with style. This client definitely contemporary and modern look, so that's what we did in their U-shaped kitchen. The next kitchen layout is the galley kitchen. This is when you basically have a wall that has 2 of your major appliances and the second wall that has the other one part of your golden triangle. Do any of you have a galley? Excellent, excellent. So the rule with this is you're supposed to have this also function as a corridor for you, so that you have basically 5 feet between both sides, so that somebody can be cooking in the kitchen and then somebody else can be walking through at the same time. So here's a picture of my house that we did the galley kitchen in, and this is another kind of California contemporary style that we did in the galley kitchen. The third shape of the kitchen is the G shape. This is very similar to the U-shaped kitchen, except on this one we have an extra peninsula. And the I have up here, we put an extra sink on that floor plan. But in real life, oftentimes use this for is to have an extra place for people to sit and be entertained, to talk to whoever is cooking. It's a great place to have bar stools that pull up or counter stools. You can basically have your informal area for your breakfast meal, for example. The kitchen is the L-shaped kitchen. This one is wonderful to use in smaller spaces such as apartments, because you have your pretty close together. Your triangle becomes a little bit on this one. But it has this whole open area where you can pull in either an island for a little bit more prep space, or you can have that to be a place where you can have a kitchen table. And last is the grandest of all the kitchen designs, which is the double L-shaped kitchen. If you have the room for this side of the kitchen, you have a house. And basically this is really good for if you have more than one chef. 2 people can vary in this kitchen at a time. Also good for when you entertain. You have a ton of counters to serve on, as well as a lot of space where you can converse and cook all at the same time. Here are a couple pictures of a double L-shaped kitchen. design for a client. And what I'd like to talk about this too is how we can cabinetry in the kitchen, the storage space, to make really work well for you. Oftentimes when people first walk into a house, they see a ton of storage, they're really happy. But when people move into those houses, they're not always quite so happy. And that's because the storage isn't very, if it's all out of reach in ways you can't find it, it doesn't work very well. So when we designed this kitchen from scratch, really oriented where everything was going to be in the kitchen. We knew where the pots, where the pans were going to go. Eating and cooking a lot easier. First, see this cam board door under the microwave. This rolls up and that becomes their coffee area where they have the coffee maker, the cups are nearby, and the filters are nearby, even the sweeteners are nearby. It's a very easy and compact way to organize, taking more of the use of this space as opposed to having all, for example, all your cups in one area. You can have your coffee near the coffee maker so that you're not running around your kitchen using all your energy. You can have it all in one place so everything's nice and easy to find. And then this is just to kind of reorientate us into storage. There's a lot of really good products out on the market these days to help economize your things are very easily stackable, and so that way again you're keeping everything in one place, so even if you have storage in the world, or even if you do, you can find everything. One of the common questions I get from people is what to do with corners in the kitchen. As long as you access the corners, I think it's a good thing. Sometimes I'll build cabinets so you can get into the back and store large pots and pans, for example, or serving dishes in the far corners. Other times we'll do a double door that pulls out, and then you can have a lazy Susan back there. Lazy Susans are great, although sometimes things fall off them better than they used to be, so that's a good option too. And then what we have pictured here is a nice corner drawer that pulls out. Interesting new way to those corners so you're not really wasting too much space. What are the exciting things going on in the kitchen? For these, I like to talk about the appliances. As we all know, in this day of very tech-savvy, a very technological world, the technological advances are also in the kitchen. Pretty much every major brand, be it a high-end Sub-Zero Wolf or a more very good brand, LG, everybody is developing these new products, cooking a lot easier and a lot. This is an induction range top. What this is it is customary or the traditional gas or electric. It is done by magnets. So you put ice both in the pot and directly on the cooktop. Notice the ice in the pot is boiling, where the ice on the cooktop is still ice. That's because it's, again, done by magnets. Ice will stay ice, where there's none of these special pots that will heat up with the magnets. The water that does heat will boil twice as fast as normal water on a normal gas or electric range. So this is a great way to get your food and water boiling super fast. But it's also very safe for if you have kids or if you're like me and a little bit clumsy, you can touch that cooktop and nothing happens. Another great product that's on the market now, and again, most every company will have, is this. I know traditionally we can take a pot, the cooktop, and a colander in there and steam food. But now there's steamers that are the same shape as a microwave, and you can put multi-layers of food and cook your food, or even reheat those and putting it in a microwave. The benefits to this are, although it takes a little bit longer than a microwave, it's still very fast, but it keeps all your nutrients in food and keeps the texture and the water, the moisture, and the flavor in your food as opposed to nuking it like they do. So if you have room for it, I highly recommend looking into a bigger kitchen. Another also often asked about is what's new in the looks of the kitchen. I'm predicting the future, and you might be. But I think that right now we're definitely in the stainless steel era for appliances. I don't see that going away very soon. Although, maybe you might get a couple streaks on it when you go to clean your stainless appliances. For the most part, they can stay a lot cleaner than the old traditional black colored fronts on the appliances. So I walk up here today without a little bit more about the safety in the kitchen. Although in this day and age, I know we take it for granted, but we are mixing electricity and water on a daily basis. So I recommend that if you are doing any work in your kitchen, building a new one or updating, definitely get the GCFI receptacles. The electrician put those in for you. They'll stop a fire start if something fires in the wall. So it's a very economical, so your house is safe. And of course, you always need a fire extinguisher. So at this point, I'd like to open up for questions. If anybody has questions for me on kitchen design or design in general.
Hi. I noticed that one of the slides you had a Wolf gas oven. Curious, do you recommend a gas oven or a dual fuel range, and why?
Yeah, that's a great question. In an ideal world, I would recommend the dual fuel. You get the best of both worlds, but sometimes it does come down to the economy of the home, and no matter of, is this a new home you're building or an existing space? Was it a gas oven before, or was it electric? Sometimes that it becomes a cost thing or like a functional thing for it to see if the or an electrician can get it into that part of your in a good way. But if you were, starting from scratch, I would definitely say a dual